Hi guys, this is Eileen coming at you from Just Kettlebells with another video on bodyweight squats for our April squat challenge. So last week I posted a video with a number of regressions for bodyweight squats. In other words, ways to make it easier if you are not able to come down to good posture and good form in a bodyweight squat. And just to remind everyone where we're at with that is that our hips are below our knees and our knees are below our shoulders, and the alignment of the shin and the torso is approximately parallel. So that's the form that we're looking for. What happens a lot is on our way down we tend to tip forward, and then so we end up in more of a, where we may want to call this a squat. This is really a nice hinge position. So for deadlifting, this is a nice hinge position. And so hinge, the butt goes back. For a squat, the butt comes down. And so that's what we're looking for bodyweight squats. So if you're able to achieve that, great. I have some progressions today, which are either ways to make it more difficult with a purpose. And the purpose usually is to hone in and make what is good form even better form, because we can always make progress on our forms, on our form of our movement. So the first one that we're going to do is just to, it's my class's favorite, which is to add a pause. And so usually when I shout out, give me a number between 1 and 10, they know now not to give me a number, because that number is the number that we're going to pause at the bottom of the squat. So what you do is you just come down to your nice good position, to this bottom position, and pause for 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds, and then come up. And what we're trying to prevent there is we're really trying to own the bottom of the squat. What we want to prevent there is this kind of bouncing kind of thing, which is really not a controlled movement. You want to be able to control this down, own the bottom of the squat here, not collapse into relaxed position, own the bottom of the squat, hold this for a while, however long you can, and still have the power to come back up. So that's the first one. I'm going to do a number of progressions using the dowel, which is really to help with this upper body alignment, not tipping forward. So you can have the dowel across the shoulders and then do the squat that way. You see, this kind of takes away your kind of counter balance with the your hands in front of you. Another way to do that is with the dowel behind you. I like this one a lot because it really gives you the feeling of keeping your chest up and open, and so you'd squat this way. So you're still going to try and achieve that nice bottom position and come up. And then the last one with the dowel is, this is from the functional movement screen, but it's an overhead squat, which is probably the most difficult of these dowel variations. And so you want to come up. And so what we want to do is prevent this from tipping forward. We want to keep the dowel, where right now the dowel is right over my feet. I want to be able to keep that over my feet on the way down and not tip it forward. So even if you're keeping it in line with your body posture, but your body posture comes forward, then you're losing this position. So we want to keep this up over our feet and keep it there for the whole movement. Okay, so that's 3 with the dowel. Another tool you can use, which I've used quite often to improve squats, and what this will help with is that valgus collapse of your knee, which I tend to have on this right side. So what I mean by that is when I come down, my knee comes in. I'll come back up. Sometimes we have it on both sides, both knees come in. So basically so what we're not following there as far as the form is knees are not tracking over the toes. So as you come down, your knees should track over your toes, meaning that they're aligned over your toes and they're not coming in like this at the bottom of the squat. So a good tool to help with that and give you some feedback and make it a little more difficult is to put a band on. And so this is going to force your knees in, which then is going to force you to push through your knees out on the squat. and really help train and strengthen those stabilizer muscles around your knees so that your knees stay in the right position on the way down. There's another way you could do use a band for squats to help, and this is to have them above, and so then this kind of helps with that sensation of pulling down into your squat rather than bouncing into your squat, and it adds a little resistance on the way down. So I'd pull the bands here, and then I'd pull down into the squat, and then pull up. So it really helps on the way down, kind of the sensation that you're going to pull your butt down to try and sit behind you, and then come back up. So that's 2 ways to use bands. The next one I have on my list is chair squats. Again, these are more difficult. So I'm going to come with my feet very narrow, and then I'm going to squat and come very narrow. So this doesn't allow where you have wider hips. That allows a little more room here. This is really forcing you to be able to have control in a much narrower stance and still achieve that same position coming up. One thing you do with this to help, again, train the knees is you can put a weight, because you'll find in that narrow squat you kind of want to put your knees together. So again, you can put a dowel, like a bolster or a towel or something between your legs to give you feedback. Press into that. And when you press in on your knees here, it actually rotates your knees outward so that you don't collapse them in. I have 2 more, really 3 more, but I can't do the last one. So the next one is 1 foot elevated, and so you would just do just put your foot up on a stool or whatever depth that you want, and you're just going to try and come down. And again, achieve where your body is upright, where the knee is tracking the toes. And so you're going to come, and so this is really going to force you to push more off one side than the other. And that is a good preliminary to the next squat, bodyweight squat, which would be a cossack squat, where you're going to come down one side and push up. See, those are definitely more difficult. Oop, and push up. And then the last variation that I have is more difficult. I can't do, so I'm not going to demonstrate it, but it's a pistol squat, where basically you're planting on 1 foot, and you're going to come down and do a 1 foot squat and come back up. So those are some progressions. So figure out where you are in your squats for body squat week. You might find that you move from regressions to progressions through the course of the week, and maybe it'll take you a couple weeks. That's fine. I want you to stay where you are. But if you're, so our goal by the end of next week, which is the first week, is to have a good body weight squat. And of course, try and kick out 100 either progressions, or just strict body weight squats each day over the course of the week. And then for week 2, we'll be moving on to goblet squats. We're actually going to have a weight. So thanks for watching.